for you, through you. You can speak through me. Yeah.
When you're here, Kings, all these like minds, like, kind of, you know, falling on top of each other, speaking from the same heart. It's just like, we think we could change the world for a couple days, you know what I'm saying?
All right, judges, put them high. Where's my judge over here? We have an 8.8. We have a 10. We have a 9.7, a 9.8, and a 9.1. Give it up for the right.
In a slam, like, everybody's competing and everybody's kind of, you know, meh, but like cipher circles and things like that, you get more in touch, more personal contact with certain people, and that's powerful. You make friends like that. You get to know some of these poets personally through their poetry, through cipher circles, through any other outside of competition reading.
A multiplying multitude of mouths taped shut, asking questions like, if we keep letting them run shit, where are we gonna end up?
Open your mouth all you want. You just witnessed a demonstration of suffocation right here.
I speak too many languages.
So it's abundantly clear, even if you don't open your ears.
There was no wind the day Juana battled the machine. Smoke rose from the stacks of the downtown tortilla factory, slow as the steady wrinkled hands of las viejitas, cocineras whose fingers were callous as the spirits of their mothers. They were the assembly line of ancient faces that worked for coins off their husbands' wages. Mothers of the New Deal labored their bones dull with the factory was slept on. Harina and manteca became the skin on their palms, 50 pounds of flour each dark morning, and their grip stung with salt grains and leavening from tortillas, rounded like the suffered crown of the god carved in the altar. The god hung above the stove, rounded by rolling bits cut from cedars and smooth with hidden splinters in the hands, and dough rose before the sun. And this morning hung bitter in Juana's mouth like the daylight that did not stretch over her tongue when she woke, when the women found machines on the factory floor where they once stood. Here are your replacements, the boss growled like rusting metal. There's no work for you here. I want you all out. And the ancient faces gazed like forgotten saints they once prayed to. Some cursed the foreman's name, their fists clenched tighter than the gears of the machines that took their jobs, but Juana didn't move. She stood, steel heavy, her wrinkles run fierce like flooding arroyos when she said, I'm faster than any damn machine. And the engine cracked, conveyor belt rolled tamales, each exact copy of the last. Juana took the table beside, handful of masa, corn husk hid in her skin as she spread masa, carne, y chile, wiping sweat with the back of her fist like a blessing of salt at the table, because she knew it didn't matter if she beat the machine. Regardless, she'd gone like so many Mexicanas at the heels of tractors, rotting like nopals, just as the men's backs were replaced with forklifts and backhoes. But an engine doesn't name its children after a passing rain cloud, does not brush dead leaves from headstones, and never learn the recipe from a mestiza's tongue. The machine fired the masa de carne de chile de hoja, bled the crevice of the hands. The masa de carne de chile de hoja was her daughter's birth cries. The masa de carne de chile de hoja was her husband buried in the Philippines. The masa de carne de chile de hoja was a shadow on her wedding day. The masa de carne de chile de hoja was a peasant raised machete as the engine sang the death of the laborer's breath, and the foreman's eyes never left Juana's face as the machine slowed down and the smoke of motor oil snaked the air, and the conveyor belt stopped when Juana crushed the last tamal. Her voice like a snake's venom in the chile cabrón. Bésame fundido, malagracido, viejo sonso, estúpido, pon las tamales adentro de su culo, pendejo. And her shadow stained the floor where she stood. The next day the machines were unloaded, and the women manned the controls, but Juana never showed for work. Some said she joined the army. Maybe opened a restaurant. Some said she became a corn planting hatch, rooted in burning soil, but really none of them knew. But their mouths all stung from the steam, and the gears grind out the spokes in their dreams, and their throats all dry when they say the name of the woman and sing legends of the day Juana Henrietta made tamales against the machine.
Welcome back to another edition of Campus Report. Today, Cody Thompson investigates autism, its effects, and a New Mexico organization that offers help.
I looked into an Albuquerque man's dream of running without worries that led to a nationwide craze.
Blaze Aldridge fills us in on New Mexico's Orange Scorpions hockey team and their plans for the off-season.
And Richard Cote introduces us to an unusual Lobo team. I'm Sophia DeConti.
And I'm Amber James. Stay tuned for informative and fun-filled news.
Local coverage. Student Perspectives at the University of New Mexico. From the KNME studios, this is Campus Report.
Vast number of competitive teams at UNM, ranging from football to cycling. But what about poetry? Richard Cote explains.
In this small, smoky apartment, we find the best competitors in poetry. That's right, poetry. UNM's Poetry Slam team.
Damn rappers.
Yeah,
These guys started the year as reigning national champions.
Okay, so basically this year we had the heavy weight on our shoulders of being the returning champions from last year. And so right away we had an automatic bullseye in the shape of a Zia symbol pointed on our backs. We were in first place after the first rotation. Second rotation we went to dead last, fourth place.
If you're wondering what a Poetry Slam team sounds like, they sound a little like this.
So don't stop me now without me. I speak through many voices. This stuff ain't about me. This is a rhyme flip for the dime skipped on B-sides. Poetry written on paper to serve as tissue when the streets cry. But America, don't cry for me.
Hakeem Bellamy tells us what the Poetry Slam community is like.
Consequently, everybody is just so happy to be there, and you hear so much cutting-edge material that may not hit the stage at the National Poetry Slam because people would be like, it's not perfect enough.
So keep an ear open for the UNM Poetry Slam team, because next year they're going for the gold. And here with the UNM Poetry Slam team, I'm Richard Cote for Campus Report. Take it away, guys.
And you, standing hero Davy Crockett, cowered behind the lights of news cameras held by pale hands.
And convince America your work is pure as your God's word. May a million dark fists clench your throats,
your money,
your jobs,
your women,
your
rifles,
like your days,
your
hours,
your minutes,
you minute men.
Release your breath like
Flames to a Mexican flag.
Ashes
to the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo
and cast slave ships across the Rio Grande. So who you calling illegal?
Pilgrim.
War should be total war. You don't only defeat the army, you crush the economy. You seize the ports. You break their civilians, their wills in defeat. Occupy the capital city. Terrorize those still breathing. And victory will taste of a blade across your tongue. Men, women, and children armed in the streets. Men, women, and children die in the battlefield. And for what does it even matter? A soldier dies every minute. There are 1,440 minutes every day. This is what? 1,440 a day. 525,000 a year. Every minute of every day, a soldier dies somewhere far from home. Lost in the desert. Marching into grain. It's a story old as blood. Cain and Abel. Isaac and Ishmael. Us versus them. And we're right. Right. Total war is an entire nation mobilized in a fight. The body bag industry. Recruitment rate. Dying from birth. Who cares? Who straps on unruly backs in school? At last he remembers they were simply offering money to pay for school. Now he remembers the toll of one death a minute. One every 9 hours in the back. 2 a day at Westwood Army. 50,000 still dying from Vietnam on the street corners across America. And all we can do is simply count bodies. No monument can ever stand to account for the toll the world has taken in blood loss to him. Cigarettes are nothing but he's burning both all of us and he's all hot. He's like hell. Afghanistan is the sand as Vietnam is the monsoon. Cadets are constantly following platoons. Holding rifles and stances like a perpetual high noon. The sand is shifting, but he feels his growing roots. But a lot can happen in a minute. A war within your fingers. 9 billion U.S. taxpayers' dollars lost and unaccounted for in Iraq. I want to ask the soldiers if 3,590 of their bids were worthless. Then I want us to be able to hear their honest answers and give a fuck. I want us to keep track of the record. You want to report like significantly unreported. This comprehensive people are the price of much higher. We've since stopped keeping counts, but supposedly we saved them from ethnic cleansing and tyranny. But back to us. Of every 100 youth murdered, 98 were men. 74 were white, 54 were under 25. This might as well be the war on drugs for whites, and I want to tell them stop. For a minute. 14 journalists killed by U.S. forces. 36 classified as acts of war, and when they're all dead, who's gonna sell us the democracy we're fighting for? We'd like to take a minute, talk with the 67% of Iraqis who feel less secure because of the occupation, the 1% who believe coalition forces are 72% and similarity. And just for a few seconds, you'll see why 7 to 10 respondents here say the same. Check if you are less confident the war will come to a success, or maybe save the rest of your minute. But for those of you who don't believe in similar statistics, those of you who don't keep track of time, maybe you do better on the speak English part of the exam to find success.
been at war too long now to take your time. You've got